Hey, good morning, YouTube,
I'm,
Facebook, and
I'm not
LinkedIn.
getting any audio on
How's
YouTube.
everybody doing? You're not getting any audio from there? Can folks at home on the YouTube side tell me if you're getting audio at all? I just want to know. Rebecca says she's not getting any audio. Can you hear me on the YouTube side? I know TikTok you're hearing me, but are you guys hearing me over on the, oh, you know what? Maybe it's just, okay, yeah, they can hear me. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Rebecca's not hearing me. Maybe it's just as well Rebecca's not hearing me. Well, thanks, guys. How's everybody doing? So we are on the Explorer 2 today. The ship is docked in St. Lucia. We're going to step off. I'm going to step off in a little bit to take a look at the ship from the outside. Man, we got a whole bunch of people on here already. Hi, guys. How you doing? So, and I'm keeping my voice down a little bit because we are up here in the Explorer Lounge. We're in a public space, so I'm trying not to shout too much. But welcome to the show. Oh, my goodness. Look at everybody. Sue, Nurse Tara, Bills fan, Eric, Sue and Phil, Alec, Becky. Hi, everybody. Stefan, so many people. Bobby's here. Hi, guys, and everybody's coming on the TikTok side. How's everybody doing? So if you don't know, we're on day four. I think we're on day 4 of our 30 days of travel, or day 5 of our 30 days of travel, where we're going to be on 3 different cruise ships over the holidays and after the holidays as well. So we're starting out with 7 days on Explora Journey. So we're on Explora 2. Then we're going to be on the Azamara Journey for, it was kind of weird. We're on Explora Journeys, Explora 2. Then we're going to be on the Azamara Journey for 16 days. And then we're going to finish off with 4 nights on the Virgin Voyages Valiant Lady at the top 100 soiree. So yeah, we're top 100 2 years in a row on Virgin Voyages. So if you have been following along with our feed over the past few days, you know that we came on this absolutely incredible vessel. This vessel is only 3 months old, one of the newest vessels we've ever been on, and our first female captain too. I honestly can't remember her name, but we have our first female captain that we've ever sailed with. She's amazing. The ship is amazing. The food is incredible. So we'll be talking about that over the next hour and a half. And of course, any questions that you have, feel free to drop them in. I see Don's asking about the best inner island Hawaiian cruise. There's only one. There's only one. That would be the Norwegian Pride of America. I mean, you can do the round trip, but if you just want to do an inner island cruise and you don't want to
well, from a
go
major
from LA,
cruise line, anyway.
Yeah, for the major cruise. I don't really know of any others.
There might be some local one that, like, kind of more of a ferry.
I don't know. According to what I saw, there is no way to get from island to island on a boat. You have to fly from island to island. So, if you want to sail from LA or San Francisco, you can do that. Princess, Holland America have those. We're doing a group Princess cruise February 26th. That's a 16-day cruise. So it's got 5 days of sea days on either side. And then you go around the islands. If you just want to go around the islands, then that's going to be the Norwegian Pride of America, because that's the only one that is registered in the United States. So, hey, Silver Librarian, good morning, everybody. So we are on the ship. We're currently on the Explora 2, and this is 2 of 6. There are 6 of these ships coming. This is part of the MSC company, MSC Cruises company. However, this is nothing like MSC. This is a true luxury brand, and I've heard it said that they've spared no expense for these ships. I am seeing that everywhere. The ships are gorgeous. We've got 4 pools on here, including one of the most spectacular indoor pools I have ever seen on any cruise ship, and the food has been unreal. The food, the service, everything about it. In fact, last night we did a dinner out on the balcony. I posted it on TikTok. I haven't put anything over on YouTube yet, but I'll try to get some of those up on YouTube tonight. I am putting together I've been putting together a daily blog. So at the end of each day, I try to just throw a little something out there. Then along the way, I'm going to be doing some more food reviews and things like that. One of the things about Explora Journeys is that the price point is actually amazing when you consider everything that's included. So when you're on this ship, pretty much everything is included except one restaurant. That would be Anthology. That is a dining experience. And the shore excursions, and then some of your spa things. But you get the full use of the thermal suite spa. And there's 8 stations in the thermal suites on here. So that's included for every single person on here. There are no staterooms, there are no cabins, everything is a suite. The entry level, the lead-in category, if you will, is a 330 square foot suite with a beautiful, beautiful ocean terrace that has a padded lounger, padded chaise lounger. So you're just sitting there looking out over the ocean. And basically what happens is that as you move up categories, the terraces get a little bigger, the staterooms get a little bit larger. So we'll be talking about our stateroom too. We got a surprise upgrade when we got here to the terminal. So we're not exactly in the room we thought we were going to be in. We kind of freaked out. But that's how it works. So everything on here is a suite. For those of you who have been in the Haven, maybe you've been in the MSC Yacht Club or even the retreat on Celebrity, take that ship within a ship experience and now make it the ship. It's the entire ship. So this entire ship is that experience.
But even
like beyond that,
elevated.
just take it up another notch. Take it way up another notch.
Turn it up to 11.
Yeah, turn it up to 11. Explora Journeys has taken this up to 11. They have really hit it out of the park. We really didn't know what to expect. You know, one of the headwinds that we get from you all is, well, that's MSC, isn't it? And, you know, MSC has had a little bit of up and down reputation. We talk about them a lot on here. You know, it's kind of like an uneven service, uneven food. It's none of that here. This is like 11 from the moment you walk on, and they just stay at 11. The crew, the hosts, they are hosts on this ship. The hosts have just been phenomenal, just friendly, inviting. A bunch of them already knew my name in the Emporium on the second day, which is the buffet, but it's not really a buffet. We'll talk more about that. And I don't have any videos to show, and I'm hoping I have this chair set up because Kathy may stop by, my rep. We will be live on Thursday night as well, specifically talking about Explora Journeys. Kathy and I will be on YouTube for an hour. And by the way, for those of you watching me on YouTube, if the pictures start to break up a little bit, just switch over to our TikTok feed. TikTok always works better for some reason from the ship. So good morning, everybody. I see a bunch more people joining. I see a bunch more people joining in over on the TikTok side. If you're just tuning in, I'm Where's Walter Travel. I'm Walter from Where's Walter Travel. I'm an independent travel agent. As always, my wife, Rebecca, is sitting right off camera. We're currently on the Explora Journeys Explora 2 cruise ship. This is the flagship. This is the newest ship in the fleet. And if we can help you at all with your travels, just reach out. Our services are 100% free to you, even on ships like this. Our services are 100% free to you. Wherever you're watching me, there are links in the description, or just reach out at where'swaltertravel.com. Set up an appointment, and I give you a call. And that's how it works. It's that simple. And right now we are, we're on this ship. It's actually an educational trip for us. And a lot of people, I know a lot of you are like, oh man, what a life. You guys get to travel and do all of that. Yesterday I did 6 hours of work, because we're still running the business. We have to run the business. And that's the beauty of like the Wi-Fi and all of that out here. Yes, we are having fun. I mean, I'm not going to lie. We're eating amazing food, but this is our job. This is our job to come on these ships so that we can more properly explain to you what the value proposition is, what the ship is, and what it is not. Because there are things that are, some of my clients, if you want a really lively nightlife, you want bigger crowds at night, that's not this ship. And they have a really interesting strategy with this cruise line. Oh, I see Sea Days Travel. Do they have itinerary packages? They do itinerary packages with F1. Yes. You can go to, we were just talking about it this morning. They are the only ship that's going to be docked in Monaco, and it's going to be sitting there for 5 days, and you can literally just walk 10-minute walk to the race. They are the only ship that's going to be allowed in there. So they have F1, and they do have an F1 partnership. I think there's at least one other race that's tied in with them.
And don't you get tickets to the?
One of the packages, you can get tickets to the race as well. So absolutely. Hey, Aaron, how are you, man? Good to see you. You didn't realize Explora was MSC. So yeah, and it's proudly MSC. MSC logo is on the bow, and then MSC logo is actually part of the logo. What is the logo called?
It's a mandala. So mandala. Yes. So the standard MSC, it's got the sunburst around it, and this one kind of has a little mandala because we're going for an ocean state of mind. Peaceful, serene, lovely.
Spunky wants to know where's the embarkation port. I don't know if you meant for this one, but this one we embarked in Barbados, and we're going to disembark in Miami. This is a 7-night cruise going from Barbados to Miami. Yesterday we were in St. Vincent. Today we're in St. Lucia. I don't know.
And they do sell it as a back.
Yeah,
back
they do
to back,
sell it
so
the
you
back to
could
back
do Miami round trip.
Miami, yeah, and
that would be 14 days.
14 days, 15 days on this ship. You really do. And again, I see that YouTube just blinked. So if it gets wonky on YouTube, just switch over to the TikTok feed. It's definitely going to work better. But yeah, dream trip. Let's see. Are there any good cruises for people who want to cruise alone? Oh, Jessica, there's a lot of good cruises for solo travelers. In fact, this is one of them. So Explora has a really interesting solo supplement package, not on every single cruise, but as low as 25%. And I'll give you a great example. We were just looking at an itinerary this morning. It's going to sail at Valentine's Day. It's in the Valentine's Day area. There's either 7 or 10 nights. And the per person rate was like $38.65, $36.65, something like that. And then the solo traveler was either $4,200 or $4,600. And that was it. So it wasn't like you were going to be paying $6,000 or $7,000 to take that room. Now you will on some of them, yeah. On some of them there is going to be that 200% solo supplement, but Explorer tries to have, a bunch of itineraries where the solo supplement's only 25%. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. I mean, you're not just going to get a straight up solo traveler, but to only have a 25% supplement is absolutely amazing. Benny says the food looks amazing on the ship. So I'll walk you through real quick what some of the things are.
And Silver Librarian, when he gets done with that, I have some news for you on the vegetarian vegan front.
Yeah, we have questions on the we have some answers on the vegetarian question that has been proposed. So with the dining, we have six primary eateries in here. The first one being the Emporium, which most people would call a buffet, but it's not a buffet. It is more like a food hall, really. Every station is served, and I would say at least 50% of it is made to order. It's so amazing. Like the pasta station's ridiculous. They have like 8 different pastas, and then they have little bowls all laid out with all the different sauces, so you can see all the different sauces and put all that together. The burgers and salmon burgers and all that made to order. Like a lot of stuff is made to order, which is amazing. And we were talking today in a meeting how a lot of the ingredients are flown in. Like the semolina flour imported from Italy. Products are just imported from specific country. They don't spare any expense. And I also found out today that the executive chef, the head chef on here, is a vegan. So he's leaned into really creating flavorful plant-based options, and there are plant-based options everywhere. So we have Marble and Company, that is your steakhouse, which does have plant-based options as well. The Med Yacht Club, that kind of spans Italy, Greece, and Mediterranean options out there. Fil Rouge is your French restaurant, and we've been told that it has an amazing breakfast, so we're going to go check that out as well. Sakura is your Asian restaurant. They have a sushi bar, which Rebecca and I absolutely devoured the other day. It was so freaking good. And we're going back tonight?
Yes, for dinner.
So we're going back tonight. They also have a sit-down area, so we're going to go there. And then we have Anthology. Did I miss one? No, Anthology is the last one, I think.
Kind of lost track.
So Anthology is the only upcharge. That is an 8-course dinner, and it is Italian-based, and it's around like 140-ish per person. That is the only meal that you will pay for on the ship if you opt to do it. You don't have to do it. So that's the dining on here, and all of the menus are very well marked with vegan, gluten sensitive or gluten centric. What was it called?
Gluten conscious.
Gluten conscious. So if you and one of the neat things that they did was when we got to the room, I had told them that Rebecca was a pescatarian. So Rebecca doesn't eat meat, but she does eat fish. And we had a note, and then we had some of the menus waiting for us, where Rebecca could look through the menus, and if we were going to go to, say, the Med Yacht Club, she can actually pre-select some stuff before we get down there, so that the chef knows she's coming in and this is what she wants to get. So I thought it was a very clever idea.
Turn in the menus that I wanted to the dining desk on deck 5,
cool?
And they would. And in fact, the person in charge of the special diets, she came and found us when we were doing the sushi at Sakura and talked to me. So if I wanted to, they would pick, and I think every single part of every menu has vegetarian and or vegan options.
Exactly. So
now it's not completely well marked in the Emporium, but all you have to do is ask and they will tell you.
Exactly. And all you have to do is ask. So I see Lalia saying, how are we enjoying it? It is, as I just said a moment ago, it's an 11 out of 10 when we stepped on, and it has just stayed there. It's absolutely amazing. Everything about this ship. You know, we've been told that they spared no expense. Absolutely seeing that throughout. What are my thoughts on the entertainment on Explorer 2? That's a great question, and I love your follow-up question. You're going to be surprised by my answer to your follow-up question. So the entertainment on board. Look, if you've been on Celebrity, you've been on Princess, you've been on Virgin Voyages, you've been on Norwegian, you have the big stage show up in the front, right? Then you might have a dancing lounge, you might have another lounge, you've got a Princess, Piazza, things are always happening. So at night, I want to call them, they are louder ships, if you will. There's like activities going on all over those ships because they're bigger, they have bigger venues, and you're talking about, you know, 2,500 to 5,000 people. You got a lot of people, a lot of energy, a lot of life on those ships at night. Here, this ship, if they were to sell it to capacity, it's about 920 passengers total. But here's the interesting thing about Explora's mindset and their strategy. They will only sell approximately 700, 720. They feel that's the sweet spot. And the reasoning for that is, one, they think that's the best guest experience. Two, if you show up at the terminal and you're like, man, I really wish we would have just gotten that other, they're going to have those suites available. So if you want to change your suite to another suite, you can literally do it at the terminal. Maybe after you come on the ship, you see your suite and go, man, it'd be nice if we had that other one. It's probably going to be available, and then you can just simply upgrade on the spot. How many other cruise lines have you gone to where, you know, once you get to the terminal, oh man, I wish we had that junior suite. I wish we had that mini suite. I wish we had, it's not available because the ship is sold out. Here, their mindset is they purposely will not sell out the ship because they want to give you that option. Plus, they feel that is the best experience. Get this. This ship is around, I think she said 69,000 gross tons. The new one is going to be up pushing 80 gross tons. The Explorer 3 is going to be pushing 80,000 gross tons. So she's going to be 60 feet longer, a little bit taller because she's going to have LNG. How many more passengers is that ship going to be able to hold than this one in Explorer 1? 2. Exactly 2 more guests, even though the ship is going to be 60 feet longer because they're adding another 3,500 square foot owner's residence on the back. How crazy is that? So when it comes to the entertainment, and I was just setting up all that because you're only going to be 700 people on a ship like this. So right off the bat, you're not going to have things going on all over. Up in the lounge, they have a very nice set. They have a great band. 1, 2, 3, 6 or 7 pieces. Great live band. So it's live music. I love that. We have 3 male singers and 3 female singers. And they're kind of doing, you know, so far we've just seen covers. So the first night they did the songs of Las Vegas. Last night they did songs from the movies. They were extremely talented. And I would say, you know, the lounge holds, it probably holds about 400 people, maybe 400, 500 people. So that's the main show. And then throughout the ship, you know, there's a piano player in the main lobby. I think there were some guitarists. And then this lounge up here, they'll have live music. This is the Explorer Lounge up on deck 11. But it's a much quieter vibe at night. So it's more of a socializing vibe, and that's really nice. You see all these clusters of people throughout the ship just kind of socializing and talking. That's what I love about small ship cruising. It's very sociable. Virgin is probably the best one in terms of the large ships that does that really well. They have all these pockets where you can just hang and chat. But that small ship cruising is not about tons of entertainment at night. Small ship cruising is about, we've got some things for you to do, but you're probably going to find a bar. You're probably going to find a spot where you just want to sit and relax. The outdoor of the ship, stunning at night. Oh, just the way they've set up all the lighting. In fact, I told Rebecca last night, the Astern pool, I wish it was open at night because it's lit up so beautifully. So there are lots of places for you to sit and relax. So yes, there is entertainment on board, but is it the same as what you would get on other cruise ships? It's similar to what you would get on other small luxury ships, similar to what we had on Oceania, similar to what we expect on Azamara when we get on that ship in a few days. So I think the entertainment is great for what it is. You know, it's not the same as everybody else, but I think it's really good for what it is. So now, do I think Explora, well, you're saying Explora 2, but Explora Journeys in general is a family-friendly or kid-friendly cruise? The answer is yes. They
Certainly
actually
by
have,
comparison to all the other luxury
so
lines.
they actually have a kids lounge, right? They have what's called the Nautilus Club, which sounds like the gym, right? But the Nautilus Club, they actually have a whole kids center in there. Now, they just have one for like everybody. But they actually cater to families, and we are seeing that on here with, oh, go ahead.
And there are certain hours where it's hosted.
Yeah.
But there are other hours where they can just go in and play the games.
Exactly.
There's a little pool table.
Exactly. So they are catering to families on here. And like the suite that we have, we actually got a surprise upgrade to a premium penthouse. So we're in a premium penthouse, which is the third of 4 levels of the penthouse suite. So we got like a 550 square foot suite. And what's really cool about it is the bedroom. Hey, come on in.
Oh,
Kathy's here. The bedroom will close up, but then if you got a kid, they can sit outside. So, hi, Kathy.
Why? Check this
So
out.
I have 2 microphones. So you just clip them or hold them, whatever you want to do.
I'll hold it. I'll hold this.
Okay,
Am
well,
I
you have to
hearing
use
you?
both.
Oh,
So that,
Okay.
okay. Sorry about that, YouTube. She just knocked, Rebecca just turned everybody off. Sorry. Can you swing the camera a little bit?
did.
And I'm
More?
going to swing this. There we go. I'm going
More?
to swing that over. Yeah, more. Good. I can't see Kathy. No, swing it that way.
I am.
Keep going.
I see her.
No, but I can't. Keep going. 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 Okay. I'm just doing camera work. There you go,
All
Rebecca.
right.
We got her in camera now. There she is. All right. So I think we can now see her. So this is Kathy.
Hi, everyone.
So Kathy is my representative with MSC.
Nope. Explora Journeys.
Oh my God. What ship are we on?
We're on Explora 2.
We're on Explorer 2. She's my rep with Explorer 2. Take 2. All right.
Rep for
I haven't gotten much.
Explora
sleep.
1 and 2, my friend.
Explorer 1 and 2 and 3 and
And
4 and 5 and 6.
6.
We didn't even rehearse that. I love that. I love that. So this is one of the reasons why I love working with the Explorer brand, because Kathy is amazing.
Oh, thank you.
So Kathy, we're talking to YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn over there, and we're talking to TikTok over here.
Fantastic. Hi, everyone.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
So
For
how-
joining Walter and then letting me, intrude in this space
Oh,
here.
intrude. Oh, you are so intruding right now. No, we're getting a lot of great questions in here, and one of the questions right there was, do we think it's kid friendly? And I was explaining, you guys actually have a whole kids club and
We
everything.
do. It's called Nautilus Club, and we
Yeah.
have leads in there that will, watch the kids and all that stuff. It's for ages 6 and up.
Mhm.
And there is a pool table, there's a
Mhm.
foosball table, there are Oculuses and gaming consoles and all sorts of things for
Yeah.
kids. Yeah.
An
It's really
Oculus.
cool. Oculus.
Can I go in there?
When
I
there
go
are
in
no
and use
kids
the
in there, you're
Oculus?
allowed in.
Come on, I want to use the Oculus. I've never used one.
No, it's really cool. And,
It is
and
really
the
cool.
kids do love our hosts in there, and I think they're fantastic.
And you're hearing her say host, and that is the thing on the ship. We're kind of changing the language a little bit
Mhm.
with Explorer. So we don't have a crew, we have hosts.
Yeah.
This is not a cruise line. This is ocean travel.
Mhm.
And what's really interesting about the ship and about your methodology and mindset is it's more like a land resort is what they're doing, because there's a lot of people who will go to all inclusive and go to hotels and things like that, and they're like, I don't want to, cruise ships are just too crowded, they're this, they're that, and they get that mindset of 5,000 people and 4,000 people. And what Explora is really leaning into, Explora Journeys is leaning into, is that crowd, those people who say, I don't know if I want to go on a cruise, or maybe I've been on one and I don't really want to go back onto a ship.
Mhm.
This is totally different than going on a cruise.
Yeah, it's your untraditional ocean travel experience. It
Mhm.
is very unique. Everything on board is just different. It's different,
It is.
but it's great. I think it's a good different. And so it is kid friendly. We've got 4 pools. You're not having to run around trying to
Yeah.
hold your throw a towel down in the morning or anything like that. it's just fun and relaxing.
And padded loungers, by the way. You don't have those little like flat little vinyl loungers and all that. Like thick padded loungers everywhere. Can we talk about this yet?
Yeah, that's coming up very soon. Yeah.
Okay, so on the YouTube side, Nurse Tara is saying, do you sail out of New York City now, or do you plan to sail out of New York City in the future?
And we will, yes. When Ship 3 comes out, summer of 2026, she's going to sail from Europe up to the Baltic area and then swing over to New York, and we'll be there for that Canada-New England season. So that's in 2026.
Canada, this would be a great ship.
It's beautiful there, yeah.
Wow. So there's two things right off the bat. After the first night, I said to Rebecca that this would be a great transatlantic ship because they just take care of you, and it's so relaxing. That's the thing about coming on a small ship. It's relaxing. Somebody asked about the entertainment earlier. No, this is not a big loud ship at night. It's a relaxing ship at night. There is entertainment, but it's very much about socializing with your fellow guests.
What's interesting is that we want to re-engage conversations again. And that's what it is. Everyone, look at us right now. We're talking through a computer screen. We're talking through text. We're talking through email. And rarely do people jump on the phone anymore, realistically.
Right.
So with the various lounges, it allows you to talk to your travel companion again, meet people, converse. And we do have a lot of lounge spaces that will afford you that opportunity.
Right. Let's see. Dixon was on Explorer 1 in the Mediterranean last month. It was an incredible trip. How about that?
That's great.
B-Rad, your wife went, you and your wife want to plan a 20th wedding anniversary in 2026. Which line would you suggest? Well, right off the bat, we're definitely going to suggest this one because it is amazing. If you just want to be pampered for your entire anniversary, this would be the one. And I mentioned it right off the top, the cruise fares. I think what happens a lot of times when you hear luxury and you hear ultra luxury, you're like, ooh, I'm not. And I was one of those people. I wouldn't even look. I'm like, I don't even want to look because I don't want to be scared. This is not a scary cruising experience. This is the price point is very reasonable for what you're getting.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But also, you need to take it a step further, right? Just research a little bit. You'll understand that you're not going to get nickeled and dimed for coffee. One of my pet peeves, paying for water when you're surrounded by water.
Exactly. Why?
Why? Yeah. Why? Right. So here, we're obviously going to ask you if you want still or sparkling. So that's just these little nuances makes it it's just a refreshing way to travel where you're not having to worry about little things like that.
Gotcha. This would certainly be a great cruise line. There are some other ones out there. This would be a great ocean travel experience for you. I gotta get that wrapped around my head as well. There would be some other ones out there. In fact, we've got some lovely little ships parked in here as well. But out of deference to Kathy, because Kathy's sitting right here, I'm not going to name any other cruise lines right now, because we got to be. I love Kathy. She's become one of my best friends now.
Yeah.
But as always, if you want to reach out, we'd be more than happy to assist you with your travels. Just reach out to where'swaltertravel.com. Go ahead and fill out the form on our contact page, and then just I'll give you a call and we can talk about it. That's the best way to do it for anybody who's asking about, well, what cruise, well, what this, well, what that. As I always say, it's never about the cruise line itself. It's always about the ship. Which ship is going to give you the best experience? Now, in the case of Explora Journeys, all 6 ships are basically going to give you the same experience. So in that case, we're just looking at that. But then it's also the itinerary and the time of year that you want to go, because there's a finite number of ships. It's not like, the hotels are always going to be there. The ships are not always going to be in Barbados or Miami or wherever. So there's a lot of factors that come into play with what would we suggest for your wedding anniversary. I would love to help you plan your wedding anniversary. Maybe I'll get Kathy to throw something in if you book it.
Yeah, that's true too. And going back to your point, there is a difference when you're talking to the luxury market in terms of cruising.
Correct.
they will continue to move their ships place to place, destination.
Exactly.
Whereas a more mass market, more contemporary, where they have a lot of vessels, they're going to park it in one area, right? And they do the same things over and over again. So something for you to consider to celebrate that 20th anniversary.
Oh, we would love it. What's the website? If you mean my website, where'swaltertravel.com. Wherever you're watching me, there's links either in my profile or my description, where'swaltertravel.com. So apparently they have excellent Wi-Fi connection as well. They do. It has been phenomenal Wi-Fi. And you know, look, we're live streaming. So that means that we're going up. And so the up speed is always slower than the download speed. So I can just tell you that downloading, oh man, everything's just brilliant. So
right there. Where? Cousin Leroy asking how our old fashioned is.
Oh, well, you know, they have this bar called Malt Whiskey. And as soon as she told me about it, I was like, okay, I'm going there. And the very first old fashioned that I had on the ship was the one with the Glenmorangie, something like that. That's it. See, she knows how to say it. Which the bartender told me was somewhere like $350, $400 a bottle. And it was just that was a $25 upcharge, which I was willing to do because you do have all included drinks here. But then if you want to go up to, you know, a higher level of spirit, it's just a small charge. Let me tell you, that was good.
That was good, huh?
That was good.
I had one that was a smoked old fashioned.
That's what it did. Yeah. Yes.
Delicious.
I want that smoker so bad because you can smell the smoke all the way down to the bottom of the glass.
Yeah, but then you don't taste it.
No.
So there's a whole experience behind it. Anyway, very, very cool.
So yeah, I'm going to have to find that smoker so I can get it. Let's see. Oh, this is kind of funny question for Kathy. What do you say to someone who wants to try Explora, but has a gut feeling that no other cruise line will be able to match the experience? Well, just keep going on Explora. That's what I would say.
Yeah, exactly. There's 2 ships right now. There's going to be 6 by the time 28 hits around. So you're going to have an unlimited number of journeys to experience.
Exactly. Is it good to go on a cruise in June? Well, I mean, keeping in mind that in June, the whole world is your oyster. We've got Alaska, we've got the Caribbean, we got the West Coast, we got Hawaii, we got Mediterranean, we got Baltic, we got Northern Europe, so Antarctica, pole to pole. So the answer is yes.
Yeah, it just depends on what you're after, right?
It just depends on where you want to go. And again, like I just said, it depends on where you want to go and where you want to sail out of. Because again, once we know where you want to sail out of, there's just, you know, a finite number of ships that are going to be there and then a finite number of itineraries, and then we just find you the right one. So you're welcome, B and Ben. I'm glad I was able to get you the deal. Hello. Hi, everybody. It's been so long since you've been on a cruise. What's the best way to prep? Oh, well, if you sailed pre-pandemic, things are definitely different now post-pandemic. I think in some ways for the better. In some ways, you know, some things are kind of off. But I think the best way to prep, really, obviously watching things like this, where especially when we have people like Kathy and she's just hanging out with us, but watching good ship tours and staying away from people who just slam onto the negative. Because if you want to find a negative, I'd be hard pressed to find one on here, but if you want to find a negative, you can find it on anything, right? And there are some people, especially on YouTube, negativity sells and they need the clicks to get the money. But, you know, there are certain creators out there. You want to watch the videos and do the research and then probably talk to a travel agent like myself. You know, our services are 100% free, but there's plenty of colleagues out there besides myself to help you figure it out. Because cruising has changed and so many ships have come out, such as this. This ship didn't exist 3 months ago. This ship wasn't even out. So there's a lot of different changes in the market, and then you get cruise experiences like what Explora Journeys is setting up, which this is more like the hotel resort experience. We just happen to be on water, and it's a really cool experience. And your ocean terraces, I mean, there's none of this. You step out and you're right onto the railing, right? We actually have a chaise lounge that goes all the way out, and we can sit and look at the ocean, and it's beautiful. So,
but I want to say, talk to your advisor. Right? Because there are tips and tricks that they've experienced that can tell you, oh, well, you know what, it can be a rainy season or, you know, whatever the case may be. So there's a lot of little things like that. You know, if you're worried about being seasick, you know, I would recommend buying band called Relief Band. I don't work for them, no commission.
Yep.
This is free advice.
Yep.
It's an electronic band, goes on your wrist, and it sends pulses when you're not feeling well. So that can be something to help you ease into ocean travel.
That's cool. I didn't know about that.
It's really cool. It's rechargeable too.
Okay, that's cool. Over here, I've got, do we know the date of Explora 3 inaugural? When's she coming out? Do you know?
She is due out summer of 2026.
Awesome.
Out of Europe, and more to come.
Yay. Okay, stay tuned.
Yeah.
Aaron Ross, any West Coast plans?
Well, we had the West Coast itineraries with Explora 1 last year. So far, nothing yet, but again, more to come.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. What's the general price range? Well, that's interesting. You know, it all depends on the itinerary, right? Itinerary, time of year. But we were just talking this morning. You were showing the Valentine's cruise, which
was about $3,500 per person in our lead-in, and it's 7 nights.
Yeah.
I think it was Miami to San Juan, but not your traditional cruise ports. We're going to Anguilla. We're going to Dominica. We're going to, I forget where else. There are several other ports.
A bunch of places.
Yeah, but really cool ports that are not just your typical Nassau.
Right.
Right.
And
or
then
Cozumel.
The cool thing was the solo price on that one.
Yeah. It's just
was
about
like
40 something
4,200, 4,400, something like that.
in a lead-in accommodation.
Yeah. And now she said lead-in accommodation. So on any other cruise line, it would be the interior.
Yeah.
You would be getting a 160 square foot interior. On this one, the lead-in, which is the smallest basic suite that you can get, because everything is a suite on here, 330 square feet.
Actually, 377 square feet.
It's 377 square feet. I just said that. Did you not hear me? Okay. 377 square feet. That's the smallest suite that you can get on this ship. There are no interiors. There are no ocean views. There are ocean views, but they are all ocean terraces. So it's amazing. So when she just said, what'd you say, 36 per person, something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
And that is all inclusive. I mean, literally, you do not have to spend another dime once you step on the ship unless you want to. You know, except for shore excursion. You know, you got to pay for shore excursion. But other than that, once you're on the ship, if you don't want to spend a dime, you don't have to spend a dime.
And you'd still get a full experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And like the food is going to spoil you beyond belief. When I was talking about all the restaurants earlier, we actually did balcony dining last night. We ordered it in, came in on this beautiful little cart. When we told the gentleman that we wanted to be outside, he was setting it all up out there, put the napkins up and everything. It was just like we were eating in a restaurant. It was beautiful. The restaurant experience actually comes to you. And let me tell you, folks, the pesto sauce on here. Wow. That was so good. That
Fresh
was
pasta
so good.
is made every day, too.
Fresh pasta made every single day. C-Day Travel is going to be doing a ship tour on Explora 2 in March. I was actually signed up for that. And then we thankfully got this. Don't do the ship tour. Come on the ship. Just come on the ship and take a cruise. I'm telling you, come on the ship because it's going to be amazing. Oh, Fast Frank, thank you. Walter Travel is very thorough and helpful. Thank you very, very much. What cruise line are we on? We are on the ocean travel experience called Explora Journeys. And this is Explora 2 with our first female captain. I'm so sorry. What was her name?
Captain Serena Milani. Yeah.
Captain Serena Milani. She's awesome. I mean, we saw her last night at an event, and I think there's something tonight or something like that. But it's our first female captain. We're so excited.
Yeah, and you can have your bridge tour with her.
I'm going to have a bridge tour. No cameras, no phones.
Just trust the guy.
But I think we're going to get a picture with the captain or something. But they do have bridge tours on here. Like, they don't do the whole ship tour thing because, I mean, but the bridge, we're gonna get a bridge tour, but no cameras, no phones are allowed up there. But it's gonna be exciting. I love getting bridge tours. I don't know about you guys, but I love it. I love it. Morning from Cleveland. What is the temperature up there? Have we sailed on a Disney cruise? Yeah, we have. Disney Fantasy. Oh my God, the Remy restaurant was so cute.
Oh,
French
adorable.
restaurant. But yes, we have. The Disney Treasure just rolled out, and she is in Port Canaveral right now. We sailed on a Disney cruise. We booked a bunch of Disney cruises. Look, if you have kids, this is a great ship, but if you have kids, come on. Disney, you got the characters. You know what the best part of a Disney cruise is? Formal night. Because all the characters are in tuxedos.
Oh, cute.
And when you see Donald in a tuxedo.
With or without pants?
No pants. But he's just got the
Donald.
tuck, and he's got spats. He's got little spats on too. Oh my God, that's like the cutest thing in the world. So yes to a Disney cruise. Disney cruises are absolutely phenomenal. So if you have questions about it, again, just reach out to me at where'swaltertravel.com. There are links everywhere, wherever you're watching me. So, and by the way, Kathy, whenever you got to go, you go. But if you want to hang with us,
no, I'll hang for a few more minutes and then I'll pop off.
Okay, then she's gonna pop off and go do something else fun. So, can I again give you some insight leaning towards solo travelers? So there's this thing in the cruise industry where if a room has 2 berths in it, and we're going to put a solo traveler in there, they want you to pay for both people. And that's called a solo supplement, and that's called a 200% solo supplement. So you're paying for 2 people. One of the things that, so some cruise lines are leaning into solo staterooms now. You got your Virgin Voyages, your Norwegian Cruise Line, and some others. They actually have a solo stateroom, but it's not always, you say, oh, well, if the room's $3,000, I'm only going to pay $1,500. No, you're probably going to pay like $2,500. So it's not like this great deal. But one of the things that Explora Journeys has leaned into, they don't have solo staterooms, but they have solo supplements starting as low as 25%. So like earlier, we were talking about, going on that Valentine's cruise. It's around $3,600 per person-ish, somewhere around there. But then the solo price was only $4,200, $4,400. So, you're not paying $7,000 to go on the ship. You're just paying a little bit more than a solo person would do. And that's where working with a travel agent such as myself really helped, because we have a bunch of solo clients and we look out for things like that because, the solo rooms are small. If you book yourself on here, the smallest room you're going to get is
377 as a starting point.
At a starting point with marble bathroom, heated floors if you want them. They actually have a temperature control on them.
They do, yeah.
Oh my God, which Rebecca turned off. She doesn't like hot floors. But I mean, you have the most incredible solo room you will ever get on any cruise ship. And that's just the starting point. It just goes up from there.
But also we have our hosts on board that will host events for our solo travelers. So there are these little pins that we wear. So if you want to wear the pin, that will signify, hey, I'm a solo traveler and I want to engage. I want to have conversations. So our hosts will know, hey, Walter's wearing a pin. He wants to talk, or if you want to be on your own hiatus, that's totally fine too. And you don't have to engage. But there's little programs such as that for our solo travelers. Solvant Society is what we call it.
Oh, that's cool.
Solvant Society.
Solvant. We got to come up with names for everything. Right?
Of course, yeah.
And I saw just a minute ago, cousin Leroy Michael was saying he'd never been on a boat. Now, it's not a boat. Just always remember that. It's a ship. What is it? A boat can fit on a ship, but a ship can't fit on a boat. Which, by the way, you guys can't see it, but somebody has a lifeboat over here. Like literally, somebody has a lifeboat tied up.
That is
I want to know the story behind that. But he said he'd never been on a cruise. He'd been on one, and now suddenly he's hooked. And that's all it takes, people, if you've never been on a cruise. And maybe, you keep in mind that social media is all about, clicks and all of that. So you're going to see the worst of the worst. I get the phone out, I'm going to get all these clicks. But like millions of people go out on a cruise every single week, and there are all kinds of experiences out there. So if you haven't experienced a cruise, try it. And Michael had never been on a ship, and we talked through a whole bunch of ideas, and we put him on a ship, and now him and his mom are hooked. That's all it takes, one time.
One time, but also the courage to try something new. Life's too short. If you've never been on a ship before, try it. You never know if you're going to love it. And if you don't, that's okay. At least you can check it off your list.
It's true enough for everybody.
If you fall in love with it, oh my gosh, then you have a whole new world out there.
Your oyster. Yeah. Well, there's 375 cruise ships out there, something like that.
And growing.
And just getting crazier. And for those of you who maybe, I went on a cruise and I didn't like it. If you selected your own ship and you're on Itinerary, work with somebody like me so we can help, match you up. So far, every person who we put on their first cruise has booked another one. Every person that we've done, because we really do research, and we don't necessarily look at cruise lines. We always look at ships. We want to put you on the best ship and the best itinerary. And I'm excited to say every person that we put on their first cruise so far that I can think of, they've gone on another one.
There you go.
It's addicting. Yeah. I didn't want to go on my first one. She dragged me on the ship 20 years ago. Literally dragged me, and then we booked our second cruise while we were on the ship.
And look at you now.
I know. Now I'm selling a whole bunch of them, and I'm booking other people. So let's see. We had somebody else down here. Okay, how many restaurants are there on board, and what time do they close? Well, that's an interesting question.
Yeah, well, there are 6 restaurants on board. They open around 6:30, and really closes whenever you're done eating dinner. So even if you roll up at like 9 o'clock, we're still going to serve you a full meal. It's not like you've missed appetizers and soups.
Right.
You can order as much as you want, and they will close when you're done.
Yeah. Yeah. And actually, I saw evidence of that. I was walking into Sakura to do some filming because Sakura is open for lunch at the Asian restaurant. And I walked in for filming, and there was literally just like one little table of 4, and they were still enjoying talking and all. And it wasn't like, hey, you got to go.
Yeah.
You got to go. No, the staff was off to the side respectfully. They could just do whatever they want. And until they were done, they were done. So, yeah, it's really awesome. And the Emporium, again, this is what you would call a buffet on other ships. It is it's more akin to a food hall for me.
I call it a food hall. Yeah,
it's a food hall. It is served, and a good portion of it is made to order, which is fantastic.
Yeah, and the food is delicious up there too. The
food is crazy, and what she has told us is Fil Rouge, which is the French restaurant. Now. Why do we have to go to breakfast there?
Oh my gosh, it's white tablecloths. It's just a calmer space. That's how I feel it. And plus they have specialty dishes there too for breakfast.
Oh.
But you are served versus breakfast in Emporium Marketplace, where there's just a lot of hustle bustle there. There's a lot of people. You know, me, I'm not a morning person, so you're going to find grumpy Kathy up there. But when I'm in Fil Rouge, I get to wake up at my own
You're
pace.
nice, Kathy.
Yeah.
She turns into this when she's in Fil Rouge. Oh, that's awesome.
Just need a little caffeine to get me, jump started. Right. Yeah.
Oh, and we haven't even talked about crema.
Yeah.
If you didn't see my video, when I asked for my first cappuccino, the gentleman said, or the barista said, "What beans would you like?"
Yeah.
I was like, "What beans would I like?"
Yeah. Do you like Brazilian beans, Guatemalan beans,
or the
Costa
classic.
Rican? Yeah.
Or the classic. So that was hilarious. So far I've had the classic and the Brazilian. Today I'm going to have the Guatemalan. So they actually have different beans for your cappuccinos on here.
Isn't it incredible?
I love that.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that at all. So you still good, or you got to go?
I'm actually gonna leave,
Okay.
but thank you all for allowing me to come in and talk to you a little bit, and maybe we'll do some more of this.
Thursday
sometime.
night, maybe, if you still got time on Thursday night, we're going to try to go live.
Okay.
Maybe.
Sounds great.
All right. Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you so much. Here you go.
Yay. All right. We'll
Bye,
see you
everyone.
around the ship.
Yeah.
Awesome. So that's Kathy, everybody. One of the reasons why I do love doing what I do. Rebecca, when you get a chance, just go ahead and swing the camera back around towards me. And there we go. Keep going. I'll tell you when you're good, because she can't see what I see. There you go. That's good. That's good.
Oh, I've seen them.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'm going to move this just a little bit. All right, guys. Sorry. Oop. I'm knocking things everywhere. So sorry. Okay, guys. Okay, now we can talk about Kathy. No, I'm just kidding. And out of respect for her, I did not want to talk about other cruise lines while she was still sitting here. Do I know which Disney cruise sails out of Galveston?
It's just certain times of year.
It's just certain times of year. It's usually one of
kind
the
of
smaller
fall.
ones.
Yeah,
it's usually
because it's the one that goes through the Panama Canal.
Yeah, it's usually the Wonder of the Magic.
Yeah, one of those two.
And I think it might be before or after Alaska, because like the ship goes on.
Oh, it's like November, December.
Yeah, so it's when it's coming back from Alaska is when it's going to be in there. But I want to say it's the Magic or the Wonder that's up there.
Definitely one of those two.
Yeah. Hey, Zach is here. See that? Fast Frank says cruise lines need more solo cabins. There are a lot more solo cabins now than there were just 10 years ago. Again, Virgin Voyages has them. Norwegian has them. Princess has a few. Royal Caribbean actually has over 200. You just need to know where to look for them, and including full-on balconies as well. Vinny, oh hey, Josie, how are you? She's hooked. She just went on her first cruise on the Sun Princess, and she wants to book for 2025. I love that. Abby used to go on several a year. You haven't cruised in 2019 and you miss it. We need to, but you're pregnant, so wait until after you had the kids. I would say let them get up to like 3 years old at least, and then come on.
I definitely think it's a better experience for the parents if they're able to go to the kids clubs. And so you can have some time to yourself.
Exactly. Seabourn, is it good to stay away from the kids? Well, any of the luxury lines, even on here, I think I've seen 5 or 6 kids. Maybe a few
dozen.
more. Yeah, maybe a dozen. But you know, anytime you step onto a luxury line, or anytime you get onto a smaller ship, the kids are going to drop. And anytime you get onto a ship when the kids are traditionally in school, the kids are going to drop.
But even Seabourn is not.
Seabourn is not kid friendly.
I mean,
they allow them.
No. That's what I was trying to say is that there are kids allowed to be on
correct.
Seabourn.
In fact, we went on the Oceana Serena, which actually happened to be docked here. We've got the Oceana Serena and the Insignia sitting right behind us, and the Serena had 65 children on it last year for Christmas, and they said that was like they usually have 12. So the only luxury line that says no is Viking. I can't remember if Ritz Carlson allows kids. I think they do. Here they have an actual kids club. They actually encourage families to bring their kids on, but you're not going to get a lot of them at this price point. And even with the kids club, there's still not a lot for the kids to do. You know, if the kids really want, water slides and all these other things, well, then they're going to have to go on other cruise lines. So, but Seabourn is a lovely cruise line. In fact, Gary Bembridge just finished like his 3rd Antarctica. Go check that out on Tips for Travelers. So, Todd Hicks, you just got from Regent, heard a lot of great things about Explora. To Regent, 1 negative and 1 positive of Explorer. Oh, a comparison. Well, one of the big things that Regent really does is Regent pushes that airfare, right? That you got that business airfare, which Explorer now does, but that's not wrapped up into the base fare. Like usually when you're looking at the fares online, you're going to see that. I think Regent. Well, one thing about Explorer is it's casual. It's a resort casual. I think Regent tends to be a little bit more proper. A little bit more about the white glove service and all of that. And here you're getting that really nice white glove service, but you're getting it a little bit more relaxed. I think there's a little bit more of a relaxed atmosphere. But they're both great experiences. I have clients that will only sail Regent. I'm going to introduce them to Explorer because I really think they should test out the waters, if you will. Regent also, I believe the shore excursions are included, if I remember correctly.
Some of
At least like one in each port. There are no shore excursions included with Explora. The price point is certainly lower. Usually the entry price point for Explora is going to be lower than Regent. But yeah, Explora Journeys is the cruise line that is getting the most chatter. It's what everybody is asking me about. Because in the beginning, there was a lot of pushback because they were like, oh, this is MSC. I don't think I want to go on MSC. MSC is the parent brand, and they are very proud of that. When you walk up to the ship, the MSC logo is sitting front and center on the bow, and the MSC logo is actually, or the MSC letters are actually in the logo, which you can maybe see. I don't know. Maybe you can see it. Maybe you can't. Anyway, but the MSC is
backwards, but yes, you can see
it is the parent company, and but this is the luxury brand. You've heard of, if you've been on mainstream cruise lines, you've heard of the Haven, you've heard of Celebrities Retreat, you've heard of the Yacht Club from MSC, and now Princess has the Sanctuary Club, the ship within a ship experience. We talk about that ship within a ship experience. You can stay in your little cocoon and have the butler service and have the top of the line. And then if you want to go into the rest of the ship, you get the rest of the ship with the shows and the restaurants and all of that. Well, you take that ship within a ship experience and you just simply put it on a ship. That's what this is. And again, this is all inclusive except for your shore excursion. You have one restaurant that is not included. And then if you want to go to top shelf liquors, like I said earlier,
really
top liquors. My first old fashioned was $25 because it was from a $400 bottle of single malt Scotch whiskey. So I just paid $25 for that. And I'm like, okay, I'll try it, but I don't have to. All my other old fashions, I haven't. So in terms of a negative, I can't give you a negative yet for Explora. Everything's been on point so far. And you may not have heard me earlier. The one thing that's really interesting about Explora's mindset, I don't think Regent has this mindset, although they rarely like completely sell out a ship. But Explora will not sell out a ship. These ships can hold about 900, 920 people if it was sold to capacity. They are only selling 700 to 720. And the main reason for that is they feel 700 is about the sweet spot for it. But the other thing is, if you show up at the terminal, or maybe you get on the ship and you say, geez, I wish I had that other cabin, or excuse me, the other suite, you can. They have available suites. So you can simply change out your suite when you get to the ship. There's no other cruise line really that does that. You know, it's like you got a balcony. I wish I had a mini suite. I wish I had a junior suite. I wish I had a suite. You can't, because the ship is generally sold out. Explora Journeys purposely will not sell the ships out. They will maintain an inventory of staterooms. So when you show up, there will be options for you should you wish to change once you get here. So that's very cool. I think it's incredibly cool. That Emporium display was amazing. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Let's see, where to go in June. Again, the world is your oyster. June, literally, there are ships all over the world. So wherever you want to go in June, you can. I mean, June's a great month to go to Alaska. If you've never been to Alaska, that's a great month to go to Alaska, for sure. But pretty much anything. Average age on Explora.
I have seen people from 2 to probably 80 or 90.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But I average probably this.
I'd say around 50, 55. Between 45 and 55, somewhere in there.
I might go 50 to 60.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of younger people on here.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. You're welcome, Todd. If we can help you in any way, just reach out. Irene is saying that she cruised on the seaside recently, which is MSC, and then recently on the seashore. Besides the size, what makes Explorer so different as compared to the other MSC ship? So MSC is known for the yacht club. That is a ship within a ship experience.
And just to MSC, there's the big company that owns shipping, owns MSC, owns Explora.
Yeah.
But these are all separate things.
Yeah. So it's the same family, owns all of it. So MSC, your seaside, seashore, they're pushing 4,000 people. And then you've got your yacht club, which is a ship within a ship experience with butlers and lounges and bars and all of that. And it's a quote unquote all-inclusive experience. And if you want to go see the shows, you go down into the main ship. Take that yacht club, now build an entire ship out of it, and then turn the service and the food up to 11. That's really what the difference is. This is an all-inclusive resort casual, if you will. That was one of my concerns, because when coming on here, looking at all the verbiage in their dress codes and things like that, I'm like, I don't know if I have the clothes to go on that ship. It's like, I got to dress up, but you really don't. It is resort casual in the evening. If you would like to, they say resort elegant, but I wear dress jeans, and then I have a button-down shirt that I wear untucked, because it's an untucked shirt, and it's perfectly fine. Rebecca, you're wearing skirts?
A skirt and a blouse.
And a blouse. So
or a sundress.
It's like getting dressed for a specialty restaurant on any other ship. You know, you want to wear a pair of slacks if you're a gentleman. A polo shirt or a button-down shirt is perfectly fine.
No flip-flops, no bathing suits.
Anything like that. But if you want to stay totally casual with your flip-flops and your shorts, and you go up to the Emporium. And one of the things Kathy was talking about too is that, you know, they serve you. You can even place orders at the table. They are quick to be on you. And in fact, even right here, we're sitting in the Explorer Lounge. The moment I started setting up all the stuff, one of the servers came over and said, "Can I get something for you?" That is one of the things that is a big difference with MSC cruises and with Explora Journeys. I think the experience in the main ship on MSC is just not as good as it should be. It could be much better. And one of the comments that Rebecca and I have been making is like, if they would just take like 1/4 of what they do on this ship and put it to the rest of the MSC, they could take on Royal Caribbean, Carnival, and all of those guys and just clean up. But this is your luxury experience throughout the entire ship. So just take that yacht club and now expand it out and then turn it up to 11. There is no rest of the ship to go explore. The entire ship is the luxury experience. And as we talked about earlier, you know, we have, we just talked about and a itinerary that just started out at like $3,600 per person. I mean, this is not like a crazy expensive. When you look at the price of the yacht club, you look at the price of the Haven, you look at the price of the Celebrity Retreat, look at the price of Virgin Voyages, Rock Stars. This is the same price, if not just slightly more. However, the value, like even Virgin Voyages, you know I love Virgin Voyages. I'm a top 100 Virgin Voyage. If I take the exact same price, the value is going to be about here for Explora. It's a much different value proposition when you come on to Explora Journeys than pretty much all those other guys. The only other similar value proposition is going to be, you know, Azamara, Regent, Oceana, but even there, you know, this is really going head to head with Seabourn and Regent and Silversea in terms of what's included, but the price is not there. You know, Regent's price is up here, and Explora is still right about here. So it's a tremendous value for people who think I can't afford luxury. You probably can. On this, we got to get you the right itinerary. You know, not every itinerary, but on this ship, it is more accessible, I think, to more people. And I think that's just an amazing value proposition that Explora Journeys is bringing that I didn't really consider until I got on here. I didn't really appreciate it, if as a better way of saying it, until I actually got on here, and I see what we're getting. It's unbelievable, you know, just the way we're treated and everything about it. Aaron Ross is saying, was the old fashioned the best at sea so far? Not gonna lie, the very first one that I got at Celebrity in the world class bar is still the absolute best, but that was a really good one. That was a really good one. Yeah, but yeah, that one I had here is really good. They've all been good except the one that I got in the Emporium yesterday, but they've all been good. I've only had old fashioned so far, and let me tell you, that crema coffee bar, unfreaking believable. Fast Frank, Thanksgiving on the Ascent, 400 kids from infants and up. Yeah, that happens. Thanksgiving. Like I said, at Christmas time on the Oceana Serena, which is just across the bay here, we had 65 kids, which was like tremendous. There's only, or
50.
Yeah, 50 kids, and there's only 650 people on the ship. So I'd have 650 people, we have 50 kids. That's like a tremendous amount of kids. But they were great. You know, the kids were actually good. They got a little out of hand from time to time, but they were great. They were fine. But yeah, so you had 400. We had 1,000 on the Freedom of the Seas for a Thanksgiving cruise. So yeah, if you want to stay away from kids, then. Kim Berman, what do I think of Celebrity for European cruises? Really good. Really good. I actually like the smaller ship. You know, I think it's I don't know the
Constellation does.
Yeah, the Constellation I think is the one that's over there the most. The Infinity's also over there. I actually like them because their itineraries are more interesting, because they can get into some ports that the bigger ones can't, and that's why I'm starting to get drawn to these ships. You know, these really small ships, because they can go to places that the big ones simply can't. But Celebrity has a tremendous selection of cruises over there. You can they have their Solstice class, they have their Edge class, and then the Millennium class, which is that Constellation and Infinity. Really nice selection of cruises over there. So yeah, if you're considering Europe and you're looking at Celebrity, that's certainly one of the brands that we have booked people on. We book a lot of Celebrity and Princess over there, along with Azamara, and now we're starting to lean more into Explora as well, as another candidate over there. We've even booked some Silversea over there. So yeah, you got a lot of great options. Somebody wants to know what watch I'm wearing. That's hilarious. This is a $16 watch from the Sun Princess. It's called L & Company. It looks really nice though, right? It's only 16 bucks. I needed a watch on a ship because, you know, your phones always want to keep like resetting. Every time you get to another island, it wants to reset time and all that. I just wanted an old analog, just simple analog watch, so I know what time it is, what the local time is, or what the ship time is. So I always know, especially when you get off the ship on the island, your phone starts doing all these things and it's picking up all these times. And if the island time is different than the ship time, so I always want this watch to be on ship time. So yeah, it's just a $16 watch from the Sun Princess. Thanks for noticing. How many days in ports for 3,600? Again, per person. But that was, I believe, an 8-night cruise that was sailing from Miami to San Juan, or from San Juan to Miami, one or the other. But a really nice itinerary. And I have a mother and a daughter who are doing a 7-night, and the whole thing was 6,600 or 6,800 for the two of them. They're going to be on an Explorer ship as well. So yeah, So Explora Journeys is, I don't want to call it that, oh, it's more accessible to more people, because I mean, the prices do go up there. Their owner's residence, probably the most ridiculous suite at sea right now. It's over 3,500 square feet. It wraps around the entire, it's the whole back of the ship.
It's twice the size of our house.
Yeah, twice the size of our house. And there's only one on Explorer 1 and 2, but Explorer 3 and 4, they're actually going to have two of them. The ships are getting slightly larger. If you didn't hear me talk about it earlier, Explorer 1 and 2 are around 920-ish passengers, and they're around 6,800 gross tons. The new one, Explorer 3 and 4, are going to be pushing 82,000 gross tons, be 60 feet longer, a little bit higher, and they're going to increase the passenger capacity by 2 because they're adding that second owner suite. So 3,600 square feet of that new ship is going to be dedicated to a second owner suite. So it's going to be absolutely crazy. So that's Explorer's mindset. They don't want to fill the ship. They don't want the ship to feel crowded. They want you to have basically a land luxury resort experience. That's really what they've designed here. The pools are stunning. I think today I finally got a nice sunny day. I can go out there and get some good shots of the pool. So I'll be bringing that along. Thoughts on MSC to Iceland? I really don't have any thoughts on MSC to Iceland. MSC, I'm going to be honest, MSC Cruises is the last cruise line we look at when we are pricing cruises, when we're looking at things.
And particularly not in the Caribbean.
Yeah. You just don't know what kind of service and food you're going to get. And I'm very leery to book my clients on something where they may not get a great experience.
And the thing to know, I don't know about the Iceland itineraries, but the thing to know about most of their European itineraries is people are getting on and off the ship basically at every port.
Yeah, so Betty Sims, what shows do they have on board? So again, we talked about this a little bit earlier with entertainment. So entertainment on any luxury ship, this one included, will not be the same as what you're used to on Celebrity Edge series, Princess ships, and all of these other things. So you don't have the big theater show. You don't have all the lounges where the dancing and everything is going on. We have one show in the lounge at like 9:30 every night, around there, somewhere around there. And we have 6 singers. We have a beautiful live band. And the first 2 nights, first night was Las Vegas covers. Second night was songs from the movies. Tonight, there's going to be a guest performer in there. So they do have guest performers come in. Then there's a piano out in the lobby. This lounge right here that we're sitting in, the Explorer Lounge, they have music going into the evening here. But the luxury ship, all of the luxury ships are more about socializing at night. So they're not, for lack of a better term, they're not loud at night. Like Celebrity Edge class Princess, you got the Piazza going, you got the Eden going, you got the main shows going, you got this lounge going, you got all this going. It's not a loud ship. It's a much quieter, it's a much more chill vibe even at night. So,
and you will not get any Broadway style shows.
No, you're not going to get a Broadway style show because the stage is just too small.
Yeah,
it's just too small. So,
they had comfy chairs and sofas.
Yeah,
and it was
beautiful.
nice.
We were sitting on a big old sofa. Rhonda Ross said, I may have said this already. What's the price difference between sailing Explorer versus the Yacht Club on MSC? This is a great question because I was only on the ship for 15 minutes, and I met a gentleman in the Emporium. And I asked him, is this your second? Oh, well, actually, I asked him if this is if you're a repeat, because all the folks in the Emporium knew him. He said, oh yeah, this is my third one. He said, I used to sail MSC Yacht Club, but this is a much better value. And what he means by that is that everything is included, and I don't have to go back into the rest of the ship if I want to go see a show. Because once you leave the Yacht Club, there could be 1,000 kids in the rest of the ship. There could be mass chaos going on, like you're trying to get a pizza, you're trying to do something. He said the value for this ship, and especially the food, forget it. There's no comparison between MSC, even in the Yacht Club, which does have really good food. There's no comparison to what you're going to get in that one Yacht Club restaurant versus Phil Rouge, Sakura, the Med Yacht Club, the Emporium. I mean, just forget about the MSC buffet. Forget about the Yacht Club buffet. The Emporium blows all that away. And then I'm blanking out. Oh, Marble and Company, the steakhouse. Now, all of this is included. There is no extra charge. So on MSC, you're still going to pay for those specialty restaurants. And if you get a package, it's going to be lower. But on this ship, once you step onto the ship, you don't have to pay for a thing. All of your drinks, all of the alcohol, all of the dinners. There's one restaurant called Anthology that is a charge of about $140 per person. That's an 8-course meal. That's an experience. It's the only thing you have to pay for, and your shore excursion. So basically, instead of a yacht club ship within a ship and then a ship, you just have the ship. You have the entire ship.
And I would say, as far as pricing goes, it compares to once you get into the yacht club, any of the ones with the balcony.
Yeah.
It's that price range.
It's basically that price range. So you can get yourself a nice suite on MSC, or the entry level suite on here is 370 square feet. That's the entry. And I can tell you that the balcony, the ocean terrace, is larger on here, I believe, than the ones on MSC. And you are getting a beautiful padded chaise lounger that you can just sit and look out at the ocean. So that is the big difference between the two. Yeah, for a solo cruise, which cruise line do we recommend in terms of price? If price is your only concern, usually Norwegian will have their studio solo. That's a 99 square foot little box, little interior box. So if that's the only thing that concerns you, and also Margaritaville at Sea. Margaritaville at Sea has amazing solo supplements. Even like the balconies, on there. But if that's your only concern, then it would just be NCL. However, depending on where you want to go and the time of year you want to go on, that answer could completely change, because Virgin Voyages is a great value. This cruise line, Explora Journeys, is a great value. They have 25% solo supplements. So it all depends. Again, working with a travel advisor such as myself, our services are 100% free to you. We do this research daily for our clients, so we stay up on what ships are out there, who's running a solo special, and things like that. That answer can change. So I would definitely encourage you to work with a travel agent, whether that's myself or one of my many colleagues out there. And our services are 100% free, so we don't charge you a dime. And that's what I would recommend. But yeah, so if you're just looking at price only, probably Norwegian or Margarita. Jada, on your Margaritaville group, is doing laundry an option? I would assume that they have laundry services. I don't know if they have
self-service. I don't believe, but yeah. I haven't checked into it, but I would imagine
they have laundry services. I know that. So yeah. Any clue what port is easier to fly into, Rome or Monaco? Still looking at the F1 race. Honestly, couldn't tell you which one is easier to fly into. I would think Monaco is probably a smaller airport than Rome. But and you mentioned Civitavecchia. Civitavecchia does not have an airport. It's going to be Rome, so you're going to be at least an hour away. So yeah, if you're looking at that F1 race, I would probably fly into Monaco just to get there, unless it's stupid expensive. Because if you're flying to Rome, then you still got to get over to Monaco. So, have we been to Atlantis when we stopped in Nassau? Actually, no. We really have no desire to go. Maybe at some point, but no, not at this time. But it's supposed to be a nice place. Is there a casino on here? Yeah, there actually is. It's a small one, but there is a casino. Oh, you know what's on here that might appeal to a lot of my clients? I know, because I talk about old fashions all the time. One, they have this amazing malt whiskey bar on here. They have a massive, for a ship, cigar lounge. And not only do they have a cigar lounge, you can buy Cubans, you can buy from the Dominican Republic. They've got cigars from all over that you can simply purchase and enjoy. And of course, it's right next to the malt whiskey lounge, right where it should be. So yeah. As Jacobs is saying that they found the Explora Journeys to be cheaper, I assume is what you're talking about. It does include the gratuities. It includes everything. The one thing I haven't mentioned is that the host, which is what they call their crew, the host to guest ratio, 1.25 to 1. So, and right now, the way we're sailing, it's almost 1 to 1, because we're not even at that 700 mark on this particular sailing. Again, they only like to bring on about 700. The amount of hosts on here is like around 500, 600. So it's 1.2 crew, if you will, to 1.2 guests to one crew member. It's amazing. It's an amazing ratio. So yeah, Cigar Lounge has you sold. I've got some clients. I did ask. I said, what's the most expensive one? I think he said it was $375 for one cigar, and I can't remember. It was a Cuban. I can't remember which one. C-Day says they love taking a taxi to walk around. That's cool. Missed which cruise line we're discussing. Sorry about that, Dave. We are on Explora Journeys, Explora 2, number 2. This is 2 of 6. She just came out 3 months ago, and it's our first female captain. So Explora Journeys is a nearly all-inclusive ocean travel experience. They don't call it cruises. They call them journeys. And it's an ocean travel experience. What they've really done with the ship itself, they've designed it like a land-based resort, and it just happened to float. That was their mindset, that it just happened to float. They didn't build it as a ship with cabins and restaurants and pools, and let's just do it. They designed the interior. They pretty much they use interior designers from land-based resorts to help with this, to help design not just the staterooms, which some other people have done, but to actually design the flow of the entire ship. And it really shows. The lobby, the lobby bar looks like a grand hotel lobby. It doesn't look like a ship lobby. It looks like a grand resort lobby. There's a lot of stuff on here that doesn't look like it. When they want it to look like a ship, it does. When they don't want it to look like a ship, it doesn't. It was a really interesting experience here on Explora Journeys. And when you come on the ship, really the only things that you need to pay for would be your shore excursions. There's one restaurant that is a 8-course dining experience, but the other 5 are all included. Any top shelf liquor that you really want, like I paid $25 for an old fashioned with a $400 bottle of single malt scotch. That was amazing. Single malt whiskey.
There are a few upcharge activities such as the cooking classes,
course,
a whiskey tasting, that kind of thing.
But the thing is, once you come onto this ship, if you don't want to spend another dime, you don't have to. There's no nickel and diming.
Nobody's going to be harassing you to buy packages for anything.
Oh, one big thing that I haven't talked about, the spa. Okay, the spa on this ship. You know what's included on this ship? The some ships, when you do that ship within a ship, you get the thermal suites. Well, here, yes, the thermal suites are included, but it's 8 stations. It's 8 different rooms, 8 different experiences. You got the hydro pool, you got the ice, you got the steam, you got the salt, you got this experience shower, you got steam shower. It's like 8 different things are included. And this is the big thing that I keep forgetting to mention. The spa, the hosts are hired and work for Explora Journeys. They do not work for Steiner. So Steiner pretty much runs every spa out there. And if you've been to any of the, on cruise ship, and if you've been to one, you get that massage, you get all done. And then the next thing is, now, would you like to purchase these lovely oils that I just used on your back? You immediately start to get the upsell, because that's what they're supposed to do. On here, when you're done, you just go, you sign. There's no tip, there's no nothing. You just sign. In fact, I don't even think there's anything to sign. The spa is operated by Explora Journeys, so there's no upcharge required. There's no minimum things required. You can truly have a stress-free, which is what it should be, because there's always a little stress going to the spas on the other cruise ships, because that upsell is coming. As soon as the thing is done, they're going to start trying to push products on you. And here, they don't push any products on you because they actually work for Explora Journeys. They don't work for Steiner. And that's really, really rare. It's completely rare. I know Steiner is the big one. I think there's one others, but pretty much every spa on every cruise ship is controlled by Steiner and one other company. And that's why those upsells are built in. So yeah. Stay calm. What's a good cruise for a first timer? Oh boy, that all depends on what you're looking for. We have booked a ton of first-time cruisers, and I do love doing it, but we match up the ship and the itinerary for what you're looking for, and pretty much just pick a cruise line. We put people on it. Some people, like I have one person, their very first cruise is either this or Silversea, like literally their first cruise ever. We have some people, it's been on Virgin Voyages, on Princess, on Celebrity, Carnival, Norwegian, Oceania. Who is here in port. I'm pointing because they're right behind us. So there is no good cruise for a first timer. The one thing that I recommend is to take a 7-day cruise, because you get the true cruise experience. 3-day cruises are horrible for a first cruise because that's a booze cruise. Pretty much
Unless
at least half the ship. Huh?
Unless that's what you want.
Yeah, I mean, if you want a booze cruise, that's fine. But 3 and 4 days, and then 4 days is kind of like a booze cruise, but it's got that extra day in it. When you're on a 7-day cruise, they can run like the full schedule of events, so you can really see like what all things happen during the day and at night and all the shows. And then you can you have time to try the various restaurants and things like that. If you just simply do those short cruises, you don't get that full cruise experience. So I really recommend a 7-day cruise. Then in terms of which one it is, highly recommend that you work with a travel agent like myself. There's many colleagues out there like myself that you can work with, because we match up the ship and the itinerary to what you're asking for. The big thing for a first-time cruiser that a lot of people don't understand is there's only a finite number of ships. So let's say you want to cruise out of Miami and you want to cruise in June. It's only going to be a certain number of ships that are cruising out of Miami in June. So right there, so now we've got this little circle of ships to choose from. Then based on what you say, there might only be 2 out of that. And it's not the cruise line. We're looking at the ships themselves and what the ships are offering, and then what the itineraries are offering. So that's kind of a long-winded answer, but it's really about working with a travel agent. If you talk to friends and they're going to be like, oh, this is a good cruise line, that's a good cruise line, because they like it and they want you to like it. But it may not necessarily be the right one. And then when we say Royal Caribbean, we say Carnival, they both have like 27 ships. They have really, really small ones. They have really, really big ones. They have really old ones. They have really new ones. And if you just simply pick Royal Caribbean because, oh, well, that's a good name, and you pick the smallest, oldest ship, and you're like, well, where's all the stuff that I saw, online? Well, it's not on that ship. It's on the other ships. So that's another big thing to understand too. Is not all ships are made equal, even in the same cruise line. So, yeah. Is airfare included? If you're talking about on this cruise line, no, the base fares do not include the airfare. We can add it. We can certainly add it. Yeah, but it's not included in the base one. So, let's see. Have we ever been on Sea Dream? No. We've seen you're talking about the Sea Dream Yacht Club. We actually saw them. One of the coolest things about the Sea Dream Yacht Club, and that's even smaller than this. I mean, that's a really small ship. I want to say 300 people, something like that. What's really cool about them is they have that big water slide that they do. So literally, like the ship will just tie up out in port, and then it's almost like one of those airplane escape chutes. They just put out this slide right off the ship into the ocean. It's so cool. I love that. So Fast Frank wants to know, Rebecca didn't yell at me for a $25 drink. No, she didn't. She let me do it. It was worth it. It was absolutely worth it.
I might yell if he does more of them, but once, sure.
Yeah, once she let me do it. Nurse Tara, wait, so the spa is included or just the thermal suite? Just the thermal suite, but it is 8 stations. They have 8 different parts to it. A lot of them, it's just like, maybe 2 or 3 pieces, but you got the hydro pool, you got the ice room, you got the salt room, you've got the steam shower, you've got an experience shower. I'm trying to remember everything that was down there.
But I think the way you were talking about the spa was a little confusing.
Yeah, it's not the entire spa.
It's just that they're not going to do the hard upsell.
They're not going to do the hard upsell. So they're Explora employees, so they're not trying to upsell everything. So yeah, it is Nurse Sarah. It is amazing. You just did the Royal Princess 7 days, and it was great. Thinking the Icon next. So the Icon is a great ship. You just have to understand that there could be thousands of kids, but the Icon is a fun ship. I really like it. A suggestion for a European cruise and land tour. Well, again, that depends on what you're looking for. So when you say European cruise, we've got Northern Europe, which is like all the fjords and everything up there. We've got the Baltic. We've got the Eastern Mediterranean, more Spanish influence. We've got Western Mediterranean, Italy, Dubrovnik, Greece. So there's a lot to talk about with Europe. Now with land tours, that one, I would encourage you to look at Travel Raro right off the bat. They're one of our favorite land partners, RARO. And what I like about them is they are, if you're just adults, they are adults only, all inclusive, and small group, like around 20 something people, 24 people maximum. They're great for the land tour. But we also do Trafalgar, we do Kontiki, we do Gold Luxury, I do Tauk, Colette. I get a whole bunch of great land partners. So it just depends on what you want to do. But for the European cruise, I mean, you know, if you really want to do the Med and you want to kind of go off the beaten path and not hit the ports, you'll hit some of the ports that everybody's hitting, but then you kind of go off the beaten path. Then you would look at like Explora Journeys, like what we're sitting on right now. You would look at Oceania, you would look at Azamara, Silversea, things like that, and they will take you off the beaten path. Even Celebrity, like you get on the Constellation, the smaller ships. The whole thing about the Med is get on the smaller ship. The smaller ships can go places. If you really want to see something interesting, you look at Celestial, which is in Greece, a little family-owned cruise line that basically does all of Greece, and they do an amazing job with it. So for European, I mean, I would be leaning in. I usually start with the smaller line, but then if it's not going to be the smaller line, then we tend to look pretty hard at Holland America, Princess, and Celebrity. That's like the three mainstreams that we kind of look at. But more and more, we're booking your Azamara, your Explora Journeys, which we're sitting on right now, your Oceanias, and Silversea. We're starting to book more in those because they're smaller. They go to places that the others don't, and there's no nickel and diming. There's just no. That's just, you know, when you come on the ship, it's like you want a drink package, you want a dining package, you want this, you want that. There's none of that, and nobody's expecting a tip. Nobody's like waiting for that. Oh, that was the other thing about the spa too. When you get a service, there is no tip line. It literally does. There's no place to put a tip, so it doesn't exist. So yeah, it's really good. So so that's my answer. If we can help you plan your European cruise, and anybody watching this, if we can help you wherever you're watching me, there are links in the description, or you can just go to where'swaltertravel.com, set up an appointment. We are running the business. We are on day 4 or 5. I think we're on day 4 of our 30 days of travel. So we're actually going to be on 3 different cruise ships over 30 days. We're on the Explora Journeys. Next, we'll be on the Azamara Journey, the ship, and then we'll be on the Valiant Lady for the Top 100 celebration. We are the 2 years in a row, we're a top 100 sales agent for Virgin Voyages. So Sea Days loves VV now, so inclusive, great entertainment. The Tapa Hour, the Opa Hour in the back, it's phenomenal. So yeah, Virgin's a lot of fun. Leonardo, currently on your first cruise, but unfortunately, I don't think I'll be back because of the motion sickness. That can be a problem, especially depending on where your stateroom is. If you're not in the right spot on the ship, that can be a big problem. So we always look for putting you on the right spot. Sea Days is mentioning the electronic band on Amazon, which Kathy was talking about just a little while ago. Also Stephanie. So get this. So Stephanie from Sean and Stef, she's been on 100 cruises. Or somewhere around 100 cruises, she gets seasickness. And she really does. She gets motion sickness, seasickness. She wears the sea band. So it's non-electronic, but it has a pressure point right here. She's been on almost 100 cruises. And she wears those things. So, Mignon, thank you very much. I'm very knowledgeable. I like that. Warren Wolf, what do I think? Alex is asking, did I try the upcharge restaurant? No, we haven't tried Anthology. I don't know if we're going to because we're trying so many other things.
Yeah, I don't think we'll have space in our stomach.
I don't know if we're going to have space in our stomachs for something like that. And also just the fact that we're going for like 30 days, we might. I mean, we've got some time to change our mind if we decide to go to it. But right now, it's not in our plans to do it. We are coming back. We're already looking at future Explora cruises, and I think somebody in one of the threads said, we should do an Explora group. We're already looking at that. We only need to book 5 suites to create a group, and there are some nice benefits, like 5% off and some onboard credit and things like that. So we are looking at a group cruise right now. We're trying to figure out when. We've only got like 5 group cruises running right now. We need to get through some of those. In fact, we got our Valentine's cruise coming up very shortly. That's going to be a lot of fun. Warren's asking, what do I think about the luxury Explora? I've said it a few times, so if you've been watching since the beginning, I apologize, but it's like an 11 out of 10 on this ship. And what I really like about it, it's not stuffy in the least. It is a casual luxury. I was very concerned before we got on the ship because they recommend resort elegance at night. And I'm like, I don't really have resort elegance anymore. In fact, I was going to bring a jacket with me, and I didn't. And I totally forgot that you get like one pressing when you come on board.
Yeah, the day you arrive.
Yeah, so like the day you arrive, they will press things. I'm like, oh, I should have brought my jacket. They could have just pressed it out for me. You also get one bag of laundry while you're on this ship too. But I would say it's a resort casual experience where the crew is just it's not white glove. It's like, oh, let's put on tails and make it look like we're all fancy. It's just that level of service. There is definitely, this is what I remember from when we were on like Oceana. There's that different level of service, and that's exactly what you get here. And then the food quality is just beyond belief. The ship, this could be the most beautiful ship I've ever seen. I mean, the ship itself is just absolutely beautiful. The pools are just incredibly gorgeous. You have the thick padded loungers, like the padding is like this thick at all the pools. So it is really, it is a different kind of experience. It was a laid back experience getting onto the ship, and you are welcome. The second day I went up to the Emporium, which is the food hall. Hey, Walter, how you doing? Come on over here. Come on over here. It's just like the crew already gets to know you. Our hosts, so they don't call you, they're not called crew. They're called hosts because that's what they want you to think of them as a host. And our host in the suite is absolutely amazing. She's been phenomenal from day one. And I got my coffee maker. We got a fully stocked refrigerator. They asked me what spirits would I like in the room. So they brought a bottle of whiskey. They brought a bottle of wine. There's a bottle of champagne waiting for you when you walk in. This is every room. Every single suite is going to have that when you walk into the room. What cruise line are we on? We are on Explora Journeys. This is the luxury cruise line from the MSC Corporation. And this is Explora 2. There are going to be 6 Explora ships eventually. Explora 3 is launching next year. There will be then Explora 4, and then I think 5 and 6 launch the same year. 4 and 5 are going to launch the same year. 6 is going to come out in 2028. So by 2028, there will be 6 of these ships. I think by the time they get to 4, they may introduce a world cruise because they really do want to do a world cruise, and that is something that a lot of their guests are asking for right now is a world cruise. That'll be interesting to see. If you're just tuning in, the base entry level suite on this ship is 370 square feet. That's the smallest stateroom that you can get on this ship. You can't get anything smaller than that. There is no interior. There is no ocean view. And the cruise fares are incredible for what you're getting. It's basically an all-inclusive cruise except for one restaurant, your shore excursion, and then some other things that you can pay for if you want. You don't have to pay for anything. The pools are amazing. Oh my God, that indoor pool, that conservatory, oh my gosh, it's freaking incredible. Corey says you're going to need to look at Explorer soon, but your dance card is too full now. Trust me, I was thinking of you when we came on board, and I'm thinking of a couple of my clients, especially like if you're somebody who has already booked Rockstar on Virgin Voyages, you booked the Retreat on Celebrity, you booked the Haven on Norwegian, you booked the Yacht Club on MSC Cruises, you should be looking at this. You really should be looking at this. I met one gentleman, I told the story earlier. He'd been on, he's on his 3rd Explorer, and he has another one booked next month. And he was MSC Yacht Club up until that point. But he said, this is a much better value for what I'm paying. I can pay the same for a suite in the Yacht Club, or I can get on here. And the service, like everybody knew him. Everybody in the Emporium knew him. Hey. So it's really cool. And he said he's been on 2 different ships, and they really know him. So it's absolutely amazing. This is the Explora 2, and it is Explora with an A, not Explorer. So it's Explora Journeys, and they consider these journeys. These are not cruises. And
technically, it's not MSC Explorer. It's Explora Journeys.
Yeah, this is not MSC.
I mean, they're owned by the same parent company.
Yeah, it's the Explora Journeys Explorer 2. MSC is the parent company, but this is not considered MSC Explorer. This is just Explora Journeys. And it is the luxury brand from Explorer. Just like you have Royal Caribbean, it's the family brand, and you have Celebrity Cruises, both owned by Royal Caribbean. And then you have Silversea, that's also owned by Royal Caribbean. So, you have the 3 tiers. Well, MSC has MSC Cruises, and now we have Explora Journeys. So
But
This
yes,
is absolutely amazing.
and I will tell Silver, I've been very impressed with the vegan and vegetarian options. Very impressed.
Really good vegan and vegetarian options. So folks, we've been at this for about an hour and a half. I am going on a bridge tour very shortly. In 1 hour, I'm going to be going up to the bridge. I cannot bring cameras. I cannot bring my phone, so I will not be able to share any photos or footage. Apparently, we are going to get a picture with the captain. If you didn't hear me earlier, we've got our first female captain that we've ever sailed under. She's phenomenal. The ship is phenomenal. So I will be sharing more footage.
If everybody asks, maybe Walter will do an interpretive dance to explain his bridge tour.
Imagine if you will. And I'll probably do a few more pop-up live, but Thursday night, I do plan to do my normal Thursday night live. I'm going to try and get Kathy to sit with us for the entire hour, and then we can maybe do some more deeper dives in like the itineraries that they have, some of the differences between the ships, what's coming up. If you were not here earlier, we're going to have 3 ships next year. And the ships are going to reposition out. They're all going to be in Europe, and then they're all going to reposition out.
Next year, 26, it comes out.
I thought 3 was coming out in 25.
Oh, okay. Well,
I think 3 is coming out in 25. But when 3 comes out, I'm pretty sure 3 is out in 25. When 3 comes out, they're all going to start in the Med. And one's going to go to New York, one's going to go to Miami, and one's going to go up into Northern Europe. And then they will be coming through the Panama Canal, going over to the West Coast at some point soon, too. So once they get up to 6 ships, you're going to see things going everywhere. So this is, so Explora has exceeded our expectations. And that's tough to do with me, So thank you guys for all the kind words. Thanks for joining us for a little time. If I didn't get to your questions or you think of more, just simply reach out to me, where'swaltertravel.com. Again, our services are 100% free to you. So if we can help you with your travels in any way, whether it's Explora Journeys or anybody else, just simply reach out, and we would love to help you. So that's going to do it for today, folks. Have a great Sunday. Tune in Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be right back here on the Explorer 2. And then you can follow along as we hop on to the Azamara Journey, and then we'll finally finish up on the Valiant Lady on January 12th. So our journey is going to end on January 12th. So between now and January 12th, we're going to be on cruise ships or we're going to be in Miami. So have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you soon.